Hi, everyone. I'm Allison Mann. I'm a creative strategist and creative producer. In my role, I'm responsible for strategizing the development and talent for feature films, international series-based projects, collaborating with business affairs, recruiting, and creative teams to foster new relationships with key creatives within the animation industry, an industry that I've been in for almost 20 years. I've worked at places like the Walt Disney Animation Studio, Nickelodeon, Sony Pictures Animation, just to name a few. I'm also the co-founder, along with Nicole Hendricks here, of the Brick Foundation, an organization to set up how to solve and create new access points for women and people from underrepresented groups so they can excel at creative leadership and enable culture change through engaging and empowering talent. That's a little bit about me. Kicking off to Nicole.
Hello, I am an award-winning producer and creative director. I have an interdisciplinary background within gaming, live action, film, XR, live events. I'm currently working as a producer marketing consultant with clients like Niantic, Baobab Studios, and 9B Collective, which is where Phil is from. Hi, Phil.
Hello. And I am Philip Boutte Jr. I'm a costume concept artist, production designer for film, music video, and television for over 15 years. Within the last years, I've illustrated for blockbuster hits, including Marvel's Black Panther 1 and the upcoming sequel, Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Avengers Infinity War, and most recently, the upcoming Jungle Cruise starring Dwayne Johnson, Godzilla vs. Kong, and the highly anticipated live action reboot of He-Man Masters of the Universe. As Nicole mentioned, I am also a co-founder of 9B Collective, which is the first Black-owned concept art studio made up primarily of Black Indigenous people of color, and founded by myself, Michael Wandy, and actor Aldous Hodge. Our goal is to provide a shift in the entertainment industry landscape by working towards true inclusivity, both in front and behind the camera. And we are currently working with clients such as Netflix, Amazon, and directors like Boots Riley.
As you can see, our two organizations share a lot of collaboration and crossover. We actually even work on community events together. We have a shared goal of bringing more diversity and inclusion to the entertainment industry and to create opportunities for high schoolers so we can really improve those talent employment pathways to really have the industry reflect the diversity that our communities have. In this talk, we're going to be discussing the ways that we are working within the LA community, and that's through really educating the different career paths and coming up with non-traditional programming and events so students can really get involved.
So one of the things I'm super excited about is that we're really rolling up our sleeves to try to make the industry more inclusive by engaging different school districts that are from underrepresented communities within the Los Angeles community. So right now we have partnerships with Downey, Glendale, and Inglewood, and we're providing internships to really give an insight about opportunities, not just jobs, and that they can go into once they graduate from schools, but also educating them about all the different pathways into the industry. So they get to know the workforce, so different creators of our industry. They get to know all the studios and what it takes to get in there. And then we are also setting them up with different colleges, that anywhere from junior colleges to art schools to state schools to other universities, so they can really get a full idea of the different opportunities into the community. And so it's really for us about breaking down and myth busting that being in the creative community can actually be, you can be successful. And what does that look like? And giving the opportunity for them to meet all these different people so that it's reflective of them as well.
Absolutely. And we worked very closely with industry, specifically the animation industry, on these internships. We actually have 6 different studios that come and meet with the kids each week. Studios like Disney, Nickelodeon, DreamWorks, Sony Pictures Animation, Netflix, and more. And so with that, we actually are working together with the animation, VFX, and gaming industries to create a youth apprenticeship model for public schools in California. Youth apprenticeship as defined as 16 to 24. So also going to be expanding that partnership to community colleges. We're actually working with AME, the Arts, Media, Entertainment sector of CTE, Career Technical Education, in order to revise and create the standards for this animation, VFX, and gaming pathway to work on curriculum that is reflective upon the entry-level employees that the industry would like to hire, and a certification that will hopefully be recognized nationwide. And we're doing that through utilizing our industry partners, our industry experts to teach individual lessons that'll be recorded and accessible online. And we're also doing that through partnerships with software companies like Nuke and Unreal that industry has identified as a hands-on requirement in order to get hired. So we're now providing teacher education to make sure that that is scalable and equitable within the different communities running this program.
And when it comes to partnerships, it's important for us to have partners that are also doing the work. And that is why 9B Collective is so important in this equation. Phil, can you talk a little bit more about how you're engaging the community and helping changing the landscape?
Yeah, so for us, for 9B, what our main goal has always been is from start to finish is to make sure that we're engaging the community in a way to where we are pulling people in and diversifying the landscape of film, animation, just across the board in entertainment, especially behind the scenes with artists. And a few ways that we do that is we have a collective now of over 70 people or 70 artists. And we try to make sure that we are not only having professional artists working on these projects, but one of the key components of what we try to do is to make sure that these artists are diverse, but they're also working on teams together. So we pair artists together where we say, okay, we need a character designer, a creature designer, a storyboarder, and a keyframe artist. We put them on a team and we collectively make sure that they are moving forward in the right direction. One of the things that we do too is we also make sure that we are hiring senior and junior artists so that there's room for mentorship so that younger artists can get the experience that they need instead of being shut out of the industry because they lack experience. So there's a key component there, as well as also wanting to go back and talk to children or kids, not just high school, but elementary school, all the way up, to let them know that there is an opportunity for them to have a career in art that can be very lucrative, and also allowing them to know that it's something to shoot for and something to study for. So we've tried to do that across the board with our company and making sure that we are truly solving this pipeline from the ground up.
And with that said, as you kind of hear, it's not just on the studios to make change, but from our observation, all of us, we realize it's almost a three-prong, almost, or even a square, four-prong kind of scenario where it's not just educating and creating initiatives within the studio system, but it's about educating the educators, educating the students, educating the parental units, and then partnering with studios to make the change. So and also actually including government. So in order to make long-term change within our industry, it can't just be the siloed activity. It needs to be a united front to make change on this unified goal. And what we're seeing now, more than ever, is that everyone is highly motivated to be this proactive. So it's about amplifying all of our voices, supporting each other, and getting us to that next level. So the more that we can rally and get people along with this initiative, I think, and we probably all feel this way, that we can really make long-term change. And that is the goal, that it may not happen overnight, but we are putting in the right steps to make that happen so that the future looks a lot brighter than what it is today.
Absolutely. And so thank you so much for listening to our proposal. If we're selected, we'll obviously be talking about these topics in more depth, specifically action plans and how you can bring these ideas to your communities. So thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you.